Good morning. Welcome to Gray Man Walking. It's mid-January. I'm doing my gear review and the wrap up for the Benton MacKaye Trail. We had less than 6 miles to get off the mountain after we completed the BMT. It was 19 degrees when we woke up, so we didn't eat any breakfast. We packed up and scooted off that mountain and got down to the visitor center at Amicalola Falls State Park and got us a hot chocolate, jumped in the car, and took off. We went to L&J, got us a biscuit, went back, picked up Nell's car, and headed for home. Got back to Virginia about, I think, between 9 and 10 o'clock at night. So glad to get down off the mountain, glad to finish the BMT. So a couple of things just to kind of wrap up. I've tried to figure out whether I thought it was easier going northbound or southbound, and couldn't really make up my mind. It's about 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. As I've said previously, I believe if you want to do a fall hike, October is probably the best month to do it. The leaves won't all be off to make the trail so slippery, and it'll also give you a little better color. The trail itself is nice. There wasn't many places to really fuss about. It's not easy. It's a tough trail, just like all of them. And but we enjoyed it. Our caveats are to keep your app handy and make sure you're on. Since it's not as heavily traveled as, say, the AT, sometimes you got to pay a little attention to make sure you're going the right way. I did like the fact that we took our cars. That's not being purist as far as the through hike goes, but it made our resupply much easier. It took a lot of the worry and anxiety out of getting to the next place. The BMT is a little bit more isolated than the AT, so that really helped us. I will put all those car parking places in each of the daily video descriptions where we moved our cars. If you want to see where we parked, you can see how we did it. I do want to show you a few things that I wasn't really too happy with about some gear. My Topo Ultraventure 4s didn't hold up quite as well as the 3s. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Let's see if I can get this. Right there you can see how in the heel there it's kind of worn through. Same on the other one. See where that's worn through. They've replaced this part of the upper, and you can see where it's coming through. Now these shoes probably have less than 400 miles on them. When I was putting 5 to 550 on my Ultraventure 3s. So, every time they come out with a new model, you're hoping they're trying to improve the shoe. And sometimes we worry about, well, they're just trying to cut some costs here and there. But in my opinion, the Ultraventure 3 was a great shoe. So the 4 is not quite up to that standard. We'll see what happens with the next model. Now I use these LL Bean Cresta pants, and I like the way they fit, the way they hung, the pockets where they were. They dried out quickly. Everything about that part was really good. But the thread and the stitching just not quite up for these long distance hikes. This is the pocket that I put my phone in, and you can see it's completely ripped away from the zipper. So I'm probably going to look for a different pair of pants if I ever go on another hike. Oh boy, we don't get into that. One of the things I really loved on this hike was this Hilltop Packs roll top fanny pack. You can see how big it is, and it just rolls down to whatever size you need. So, loved it. Okay, so check out my notes here. Let's see what else I've forgotten. Also, there'll be a spreadsheet attached to this video that shows all the daily data, and there's a complete gear list of what I took with me on this hike. So I want to say thank you to Dales for sharing this journey with me. It was very interesting to do a hike with someone else. I really liked the fact, we each took our cars. It just helped us complete the hike, and made it just a little bit easier logistically. But I enjoyed walking with him, and appreciate him coming along. Certainly like to thank Slider for all her assistance with the videos. She does a really good job, and I'm very fortunate, very blessed to have her to help me with this. I always like to thank Beth because she supports me so well in these adventures. She's very supportive, and I just couldn't ask for a better situation there. And I'd like to thank you all for watching and commenting. I read those comments. I enjoy them. I look forward to hearing from you all, and I'm just grateful. That's it. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the BMT. Nice little hike. Anyone who wants to go out and spend a month in the woods, I hardly recommend it. As far as what's next, I don't really have any plans. The Allegheny Trail actually runs fairly close to where I live. It's just a few mountain ridges over. I kind of often thought about that, but old grandman don't know what he's going to do till he does it. So, thanks again to all of you. We'll see you whatever the next thing brings. Goodbye.